When we look up at the night sky, what we often imagine is a canvas filled with stars, planets, and glowing galaxies. But that image is misleading. Most of the universe, overwhelmingly most of it, is not filled with something, but rather with an overwhelming, silent nothing. It's a kind of nothing that stretches between worlds, between stars, even between entire galaxies. But this nothing isn't just empty, it's structured, divided into regions like interplanetary space, interstellar space, and intergalactic space. These divisions might sound like technical jargon, but they tell a story about how the universe is shaped not just by what exists, but by the vast distances between what exists. The space within our solar system is only the beginning. Beyond the sun's influence, past the reach of our planets, there lies something even quieter, more profound, the deep, haunting silence of the cosmic in-between. Step beyond the outermost planets, and you exit the familiar into what is known as interstellar space, a realm so distant that even sunlight fades into irrelevance. Here, there are no orbits, no planetary systems to anchor thought, only scattered particles and the lonely drift of cosmic dust. This is the space that lies between stars, between the suns of different solar systems. It may seem utterly empty, but it's not entirely void. It's shaped by faint magnetic fields, rogue atoms, and the silent influence of ancient supernovae. This region exists far from the grip of any single star, where light takes years, sometimes centuries, to cross even the shortest visible gap. In this vast middle ground, gravity whispers rather than commands, and the rare appearance of a comet or a rogue planet feels like a shout in a cathedral. Yet even here, we are still relatively close to home. The true wilderness lies farther still. Keep traveling past the reach of stars, past the edge of our galaxy, and you'll enter the most isolated frontier, intergalactic space. This is where galaxies themselves become distant specks, and the universe reveals its most unsettling truth. Most of it is just this: empty, black, and breathtakingly vast. It makes up nearly 90% of all that exists, not in terms of matter, but in sheer volume. Between galaxies lie expanses so large that if you placed the Milky Way here, its nearest neighbors would be invisible without the aid of powerful telescopes. This space isn't just dark, it's disconnected. No solar winds, no magnetic spheres, only the gentle pull of gravity stretched thin across millions of light years. It's hard to imagine such a scale, where thousands of galaxies could fit in a volume that still feels hollow. This is the great cosmic silence, the unlit theater where the universe performs its quietest act. Among the vast deserts of intergalactic space lies one of the most mysterious regions we've ever discovered, a place known as the Boötes Void. Imagine a sphere so large it spans 330 million light years across, and yet within it, only a handful of galaxies drift in isolation. In a universe where thousands of galaxies are usually packed into similar volumes, this emptiness is startling. Scientists sometimes call it the Great Nothing, and it lives up to the name. If our own Milky Way was stranded in the center of this void, humanity might have never even discovered that other galaxies exist until very recently in our history. It's a reminder that emptiness is not just common in the universe, it can also be extreme, beyond anything our instincts can truly grasp. The Boötes Void is not just a hole in the sky, it's a scar left by cosmic processes we're only beginning to understand, and it raises a haunting question: why does it exist at all? To understand why such immense voids like the Boötes Void exist, we have to go back, not just in space, but in time, all the way to the infancy of the universe. Right after the Big Bang, the cosmos was unimaginably compact, hot, and chaotic. At this tiny scale, space itself was filled with quantum fluctuations, bursts of energy randomly popping in and out of existence. These weren't just invisible sparks, they were seeds. As the universe expanded at blistering speed during a phase called inflation, these tiny irregularities stretched across cosmic distances. Some regions ended up slightly denser, others slightly thinner. Over billions of years, gravity magnified these differences. The dense regions clumped into stars and galaxies, while the thinner ones became the voids we see today. In a strange way, the nothingness in space wasn't carved out. It was there from the very beginning, written into the blueprint of existence by randomness itself. One of the most remarkable things we've done as a species is capture a glimpse of those early cosmic moments, frozen in time as the cosmic microwave background, or CMB. It's not just noise, it's the first light the universe ever let go, created about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. Before that, photons were trapped, bouncing endlessly off particles in a dense soup of energy and matter. But when atoms finally formed, light was set free. and it's still traveling today, stretched into microwaves by the expanding universe. What's fascinating is that this background isn't uniform. It's blotchy, speckled with hot and cold spots, direct evidence of those early quantum ripples. These tiny imbalances determined where galaxies would form and where great voids would remain. In a sense, the Boötes Void and countless others like it were already drawn in that ancient radiation pattern, a cosmic fingerprint left on the glass before the paint ever touched it. As we peer further into the universe and deeper into its history, we begin to see a strange and sobering truth. The voids are not shrinking, they're growing. The universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating, driven by an elusive force known as dark energy. This invisible pressure is stretching the fabric of space itself, pushing galaxies farther apart, and in turn, making the emptiness between them even greater. Over the next billions of years, this process will continue until entire galaxies fade from view, lost beyond the cosmic horizon. Future observers, if any exist, may see only their own galaxy and believe it's the only one. The great nothingness will dominate, swallowing the light of distant worlds and rewriting the narrative of existence. In a way, we are living in a privileged window of cosmic time, able to see the universe as it really is, full of structure, contrast, and meaning before it slips quietly into eternal isolation. So here we are, suspended in a universe where emptiness is the norm, and matter is the rare exception. We often think of space as the backdrop to the story of stars, but what if it's the other way around? What if the silence, the stillness, the yawning distances are the story, and the stars are just momentary sparks within it? The Boötes Void, intergalactic space, the cold whisper of expanding nothingness. These aren't just facts for textbooks, they're profound reminders of how fragile and isolated our corner of existence truly is. Yet somehow, in all this darkness, we emerged. Consciousness, curiosity, and questions, tiny flames flickering in the face of the infinite. Maybe that's the strangest part of all. In a cosmos built mostly from nothing, it's the awareness of that nothing that makes everything feel so astonishingly full. And maybe, just maybe, that's our place in the great void, not to fill it, but to understand it.